Hello everybody, and thanks for checking out Heroes of the Storm on G4G, Games for Gamers. I'm your host, Napalm Dawn, and I'm finally getting around to the video that I said I was going to do a long time ago, or been saying that I've been going to do for a while, and that is a video on Kharazim. So Kharazim was one of the newest heroes prior to Rhegar coming out. And I'm going to go ahead and pop over to him and show you what he looks like. And, yeah, I'm going to go through my two different builds on him. And got invited to some match play over here. I'm going to go through my offensive build and also go through my defensive build. So Kharazim is a monk that comes from the Diablo universe, and he's got the master skin and another bundled skin, which I actually did not pick because I didn't like it. He's ranked up enough for me where he's on his second skin, which is this jade colored one over here. And then we also have this one, which basically looks like the airbender. Over here, my girlfriend has been working diligently on Kharazim to go ahead and get over to this skin because of a little little avatar arrow over there. He has the master skin, which really buffs up the fist and gives him some really big shoulder pads over there. He has this kind of frosty color. And then he has, similar to Rhegar, he has this kind of like black and blonde guy version. The bundled skin is Jade Dragon Kharazim, which gives him these like frozen flame fists over here. We have this red version, which has been called a flame bender from Avatar. And then his final setup is this very Skyrim-y Nordic looking blonde. For his abilities, he has Radiant Dash, where he jumps to an ally or an enemy. He has Breath of Heaven, which heals nearby heroes and gives them a 10% movement speed buff for 3 seconds. Deadly Reach, which speeds up his attack speed and range by 100% for 2 seconds. You pick your trait when you first jump into the match, which basically says every third attack either heals, crits, or restores mana. He has 7-sided strike as one heroic, which is basically he goes invulnerable and strikes 7 times over 2 seconds. Each strike hits the nearest highest health hero for 7% of their maximum health. Basically, this is it's a decent finisher, but it's a really good engage, and it's also good for a little bit of extra life when you are sitting there trying to live in a fight and you know you're getting focused. Then you have Divine Palm, which is a slightly longer cooldown, and what happens with this thing is it puts a buff on either yourself or a friendly that says if they take mortal death or mortal damage at that point, they'll immediately revive, and they'll take a really large heal from it. The thing is there is a rather obvious graphic on somebody who has this buff of 2 hands floating around them, sort of like a water shield or a lightning shield. And it's really easy to just lay off for that brief moment and go, oh, no, 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 don't touch him. And then it doesn't pop, and he walks away at critical damage. It can be easily wiped out. Really good in the face of AoE, if like a Tyrande Starfall is going on, or Syndragos is blowing by, or Phoenix, or any large AoE that you cannot pull back from. It's a good way to hit it. Now, typically I either go between Transcendence or Iron Fist, depending upon whether or not I'm healing or DPSing that particular match. I rarely ever use Insight, but I will say in the beginning, Insight is very handy for the early phase. I've never picked it, so I can't really speak to its value, but it might be good, especially if you are the lone healer, but then in that case, I think Transcendence is better. If there are stealthers on the enemy team, Kharazim is fantastic once you get to level 4, because a Radiant Dash, both offensively and defensively, puts out an Oracle. really surprises the absolute shit out of people when that happens. People don't really think that Kharazim is going to take this, and then I've literally watched Novas just stand there and be like, why is everybody attacking me? They're all botters. They're all fucking aimbots, hackers, noobs. Like, it absolutely wrecks Zeratul also. If I'm going offense, I do tend to do overtake. If I'm doing defense and there's no stealthers, I like to do healing ward. Over here for talent tier 7, Echo of Heaven, Breath of Heaven heals a second time after a little bit of a delay. I pick this if I'm healing. I pick Way of 100 Fists if I'm DPSing. I usually do not do Clairvoyance because I think that's a little overkill at that point, and I rarely ever do Cleanse. Here, again, this one's pretty much a no-brainer. 7-sided Strike if I'm on offense, and Divine Palm if I'm healing. Quicksilver tends to be my go-to one for this over here if I'm healing, but if I'm DPSing, I like to go with Fist of Fury because you get a little bit of an extra increase on the time of it. Over here, I tend to like to do Circle of Life when healing and Blinding Speed when DPSing, especially if there is a stealther. If there isn't a stealther, this one is a toss-up between Blinding Speed and Blazing Fists. And over here, I tend to do one of the heroic boosts depending upon whichever is the heroic I picked. I rarely ever pick Storm Shield or Epiphany. I just get a lot of mileage out of one of these two over here. So we'll go ahead and jump into a match. So I will pause it until the queue is done, and we'll see what we get. So I'm pausing for a bit. This is the party that I'll be going into a quick match with. I've got a Zeratul, I've got a Sonya, and I've got a Johanna. I will hopefully be looking to stick around the Johannas. That's a pretty good one to pair off with. And most likely I will wind up healing. Pretty much, it's really rare that I'll have run into another half-Z support like a Sonya, not a Sonya, a Tyrande or something like that, where either one of us could be kitted out a different way. It's pretty much, if it's been me and a healer, it's been a direct healer like a LiLi or an Uther. If you see a Malfurion around or a Rhegar, you're probably still going to want to go offense on all of those. Tyrande and potentially Malf being kitted as a boomkin might be one of the only circumstances where the other person should be going heals over you. Well, actually, I take that back. Going DPS over you. Kharazim is really good as a solid DPS-based support if you send him that way. And he is definitely a capable solar healer. It's a little bit tougher. You got to really hope people are around you since he has no ability to throw a heal, unlike Malf or Uther or Rhegar with the chain heal. But he can do it, and he actually gets pretty good at camps, especially if he's in that healing role. He does a little bit less damage, but he's got a little bit more sustain on it. So around the mid game, he can definitely start doing fatty camps. Although I might stay away from the multi-night camps at that point. So, we'll go ahead and pause until we get through the queue, which seems to be... yeah, we're double the time again, just like my earlier video. Alright guys, be back in a few. So, we are at the beginning of the match. And I have picked my trait of going heals. I am opposite of Rexxar, of course, because it is Rexxar Day. I have an Illidan, a Sylvanas, a LiLi, and a Brightwing.
5, 4, 3, 2,
so, lots of heals and utility over there. No real tanks, but a decent amount of DPS. So I don't have to pick the exposed area talent. Now, I could rotate down and heal, but then, yeah, I'll leave Sonya to soak in that lane and move down for the heals. So we have them pushed back pretty well, but we're really low. Since I've already hit the fountain, I'm going to hearth and try to come back to this fresh. And I'm going to go out the north and try to go in with Zeratul so we can maybe catch this Rexar off guard. Unfortunately, I'm going in a lot lower than I wanted, but I engaged for the Zeratul, which is typically what you would want to do for Zeratul. So as you can see, Zeratul's got some pretty good sustain over here. I don't think he should have pathed. See, that Zeratul now just cost me. That Zeratul should not have branched off and gone for Illidan. Should have stayed focused. So I'm going to sneak around and get these southern camps while everybody's occupied. And here I'll pick Healing Ward. And hopefully have not overstayed my welcome, and I'm just going to get out. So early match sometimes is a little hard for Kharazim. He needs to get going a little bit. And of course it's always good if you've got a good buddy around you. So I'm going to try to stick with our Johanna here. It seems like Zeratul went down there and made the golems a little bit more even than it could have been. So now we'll push out a little bit. And do some siege damage. Now at this point I'm just basically conserving mana and letting my trait go ahead and do the healing for me, but the Johanna's getting a little low here. And here comes the enemy boss. Wow, and basically gives us a flying route. But he's looking pretty tiny. Ah. Reacted to that stun a little slow. They're not really supporting their boss, which is pretty good. But the Sylvanas is coming in. And now the team's coming in, so we have to watch out. And there I went Echo of Heaven for the second heal. I'm going to try to work on that Brightwing a little bit. Force the retreat. And we will drop the totem over here since we've got a hard engage going. Take out the fountain so no emergency heals for them. And we're going to heal and we're going to run out. But our Zeratul is still engaging, and our Zeratul is just a little too gonzo over here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pause and revisit this game a little bit later on. So we're here in the pits. We're winning 15-14. And we've done pretty well. We've definitely had 2 higher rounds of goblins. And we might just have a full team wipe on them pretty soon here. Yep. So they only have 1 person up right now. And we're going over, we're getting the last camp. We're going to go ahead and pick Circle of Life. And here we are, 17-14. Got the root behind me. Zeratul was smart, went out and got the purple heart. And we're going to get this one by a lot. This one's going to be pretty bad. So while we're hearthing, if we take a look, we're up 17-14. I am out healing a LiLi and a Brightwing. And we'll see that I went heals, I went the totem, I went Echo of Heaven, I went Divine Palm, accidentally went Fist of Fury. And then you saw what I just picked up over there. Ooh, and that was the bear. That was a mistake. Oh, but wait. We got a LiLi over here. Working on this Brightwing. Gonna come back for this LiLi. Stop chasing. It's not responding. We let them get away with a lot on that one. We had a few deaths over there. And nobody's defending versus our boss, so I may as well. You'll notice in combat like this, I don't need to burn the dash. That's just a good escape or re-engage. If I was going offense, I might do work the dashes in there because of that ability to add the flurry, which does come out pretty nice. So here, I'm going to go ahead and hearth and be fresh for the next fight, which might be over some close camps over there. Looks like Illidan went Metamorphosis. I Divine Palmed the Johanna and it worked. But I'm going to pay for it, unfortunately, because Illidan's going to follow me. I'm gonna juke back. Damn it. Oh, that wound up being a wipe, but we put a lot of effort into it. So they're working on our core, but hopefully they go ham enough to get caught out. Because we got just about everybody respawning. Mish is dead. Illidan's... he engaged way too far. That Illidan committed suicide. Gotta get to this LiLi and this Rhegar. That Rhegar just flirted with disaster by staying there like that. We still have the lead in experience, and Zeratul took out that Sonya up north, which is good. We've definitely got to get in there and get a really good golem on this, but we cannot let them get more than 20 again. So rather than go for the fight, I'm going to split off a little bit and go for the objectives. And now I'm going to help out. Use the minions for some nearby heals. Nobody... body block him out of there. Nice. Get the Rexar. Ah, huge. Absolutely huge. And we're going to go for Peaceful Repose. And if we can wipe this Illidan out... ah, nice. Nice, nice, nice. So now, since I was paying attention to the mini-map, I went out and caught that last skull. And it won't quite be an 80-20, but a 70-30 is going to be enough. And if we do this fast, we should be able to follow behind our golem really well. Just waiting for the... come on, just do your... there we go. That's what I'm looking for. They're up. So, yeah, we can't quite go ham on this one. But I'll work this guy down a bit. They're not really defending, though, and that's probably going to cost the enemy team. Up the root! Damn it. So I'm going to try to conserve mana as much as I can over here, so as soon as I'm done with this fight, I can rejoin the battle pretty quickly. I dashed back on that one so that I could get back to work as soon as possible. Uh-oh, I can't get out because of fucking minions. Oh, the mini root. Alright, we're up. And we have no camps to get. Which really sucks. probably should be sticking together and look for a team fight at this point, and we may have found one. Zeratul jumped in there. We are working this LiLi. If we get this LiLi, we're probably going to be in good shape. Oh! Oh, we got baited right into an Illidan. I'm going to try to stay within this totem as long as I can over here. And we got company. Time to go. I still have Divine Palm up. And if you'll notice, I'm staying away from my team so that I can jump out if need be. If their two healers are up here, man, we should have a counter push down at the bottom. People need to see the situation for what it is. But we got a gate down. Alright, we gotta go back. This timing is really good on the mines. I got here at a really good spot. So now I have to be super conservative on the mana. If they're stupid enough to try to fight, they're going to be in a world of hurt because they have not gotten any skulls yet. As long as we don't botch this, we should be in really good shape. Alright. We're looking good. It's really going to be hard to fuck this up at this point. Oh no, let me out! Ooh. And that's where Kharazim actually has got a little bit of a benefit over other healers. Is his mobility is really good. I wish the two warriors would somehow manage to keep WoW style aggro on this. So we're screwed. Oh well. We overcommitted to the mine there for the win and wound up losing it, but we still played that one pretty well. And yay, get the final skim. So 17-1 with 94k healing, absolutely trounced a LiLi and a Brightwing. We did phenomenal. We really outplayed them there, except for a bad decision at the end. But you know, sometimes that happens, but we did a really, really good job that entire match over there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this spotlight on Kharazim. And, I believe I've already done one on Leoric, and you should also check out my other video on the newest character, Rhegar. And he's a lot of fun, but of course he's super popular tonight. But, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like it, go ahead and give a like and subscribe. See you later, everybody.